Top 10 royal family members exposed by the public. Starting off with number 10, Queen Elizabeth. The family has been exposed numerous times and have been dealing with a number of issues, one of which is tax fraud. The late queen was once exposed for concealing her embarrassing wealth from the public, which may or may not come as a surprise. It was alleged that Queen Elizabeth's private attorney pressed ministers to modify proposed legislation to prevent the public from learning about her shareholdings. Even though the Queen's actual holdings were never made public, we can only assume that they were in the hundreds of millions of pounds range. She invested at least $13.1 million into offshore tax-sheltered funds located in the Cayman Islands and Bermuda. Party leaders and anti-monarchists investigated the Queen's finances, specifically her private funds, the Duchy of Lancaster, and discovered that the Queen is evading taxes on her $680 million duchy by $15 million. On to number 9, Charles and Camilla. There is more to the royal family's large travel budget than just their wealth. It puts into perspective how careful they must be when traveling, as one trip in 2017 cost $5.8 million. A few trips these royals have taken in the past few years came with an outrageously priced bill. Charles and Camilla have somehow managed to spend $530,000 on a tour they took through the Caribbean. Other trips that were pretty pricey were trips taken by Will and Kate, estimating around $130,000. I need to somehow find a way to go on these trips because I know they have a blast. How can you not if you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars? And just in case you haven't noticed, they're very careful about the public persona. They feel like they have this sense of responsibility to the public that funds their lifestyle. If they were acting reckless, they probably wouldn't have as much support, so that makes sense. It's funny when the paparazzi tries to catch them in awkward moments. Thinking about being absolutely perfect and delightful all the time just feels so exhausting. Do they still have to act perfect if they lose their luggage at an airport? If this family woke up one day and decided to become savages, that would make major headlines, and honestly, I would tune in. The once royally perfect family goes savage. That's a whole YouTube video right there. On to number 8, Princess Diana. Princess Diana had thrown herself down the stairs in an effort to get Prince Charles's attention because she was struggling with her mental health. It was common knowledge that the royal family did not want any information about their own mental health issues to be made public because they thought it would make the family appear weak and vulnerable. But obviously we know mental health issues do not make anyone weak and vulnerable. It's all about the help you get. Because she was pregnant with William at the time and was so depressed, Princess Diana made this attempt at self-harm in an argument so that Prince Charles would listen to her. Let's hope the princess is resting peacefully now. Sadly, Charles did not respond much to it and completely dismissed the circumstance. On to number 7, Prince William. The multiple cheating scandals coming in at 7 on the countdown. Realizing that the family has existed for tens of thousands of years has resulted in numerous scandals involving cheating. The beloved future king, Prince William, has been the subject of speculation. Rose Hanbury, a friend of the family for a long time, was one of the alleged partners. According to reports, this took place while Kate was expecting their couple's third child, Prince Louis. Rose, Kate's best friend, reportedly attempted to steal her man during all of this. It is common knowledge that Kate and Rose had a terrible argument. An insider asserted they used to be close, but that is no longer the case. After the incident, Rose was removed from her social circle by Kate, and William made an effort to settle the situation between the two women. However, when the British socialite and food critic Giles Corrin posted the following tweet, "Yes, it's a love affair, although I have not read the piece, I am aware of the affair. Darling, everyone is aware of the affair." The tweet was taken down as soon as it was posted because Corrin has a history of causing trouble. Even though a number of royal experts have also denied the allegations over the years, the general public continues to be curious, especially considering that similar rumors first surfaced a few years prior. In 2017, it was reported that William had a romantic dance with 2 women in Switzerland. He was dancing so wildly that I did a double take when I first saw him and thought it might be a lookalike, said one club goer. But everyone soon found out that they were having a party with Prince William. What What are your thoughts? Do you believe Will is dishonest? Also, would you party with Prince William? I want to know what kind of moves he throws down at the club. On to number 6, Prince Philip. The apple appears to fall relatively close to the tree. A lesser-known cheating scandal involves the late Queen Elizabeth and the late Prince Philip, in addition to King Charles's well-publicized divorce from the late Princess Diana. Throughout their lengthy marriage, there were rumors that Prince Philip was cheating on Queen Elizabeth. However, there is no direct evidence of this. The most significant of these rumors is that Prince Philip had numerous encounters with dancer Pat Kirkwood. The palace never accepted her denial. Kirkwood was a British stage actress, singer, and dancer who appeared in a lot of dramas, cabaret, revues, music hall, variety, and pantomime shows. She also sang and danced. The Pat Kirkwood show debuted on BBC television in 1954, making her the first woman to have her own series on British TV. I guess Philip has a thing for successful women. On to number 5, family interrelations. The royals really like to keep it in the family. Everyone talks about their family tree, but don't you think we should be calling it more of a wreath? Scholars are likely to focus on the positive changes that Queen Victoria brought to the British Empire during her time in power. Even non-history buffs are familiar with the Victorian era, which lasted for 63 years and 216 days to be exact. What is Victoria's lesser-known fact though? Her cousin got her married. On Victoria's 17th birthday in April 1836, when she was heir to the British throne, the couple first met. They were introduced by King Leopold I, their uncle. Albert and Victoria say in their memoirs that they fell in love almost immediately. Gross. 9 children were born to Victoria and Albert, including 4 boys and 5 girls. The cousin-loving gene was passed down because it resurfaced as recently as Queen Elizabeth II. In contrast to Victoria and Albert, the romanticization of Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth's relationship did not sufficiently overshadow their relationship. Through his maternal side, Prince Philip was related to Queen Victoria as a great-great-grandson, and through her paternal side, his future wife was related to the same queen. As children, the two met at family gatherings. The first occurred when Philip was 13 and then Princess Elizabeth was 8. They met again when she was just 13 years old. Although they did not begin a physical relationship at the time, they began writing letters to each other. Prince Philip was 18 years old, which seems old considering you're writing letters to a kid. Royal DNA sharing has probably occurred on other occasions, but royal spouse sharing is an intriguing aspect of royal life. Princess Anne, the only daughter of Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip, had a relationship with Andrew Parker Bowles in 1970. Andrew would wed Camilla just a few short years later. Camilla wed Charles in 2005 after having a long affair with him. To put things into perspective, imagine your sibling getting married and having the same ex as you. Weird. Hidden family members. While most of the royal family is on display like an art exhibit gone rogue, there have been moments throughout history where they try to hide away the regal members. They don't seem adequate for the public eye. Prince John was the youngest son of King George V, the Queen's grandfather. When he passed away at only 13 years old, we didn't hear anything about him. The young boy reportedly had epilepsy, and the royal family used a familiar tactic to cope, hiding the child from public view. Did I just shade the royal family? Don't come at me in the comments, please. Royal biographer Christopher Wilson has documented that some family trees entirely leave out Prince John's name. If they feel they have somebody that isn't up to snuff, they want to write them out of the history books, which happened in Prince John's case. On to number 4, getting away with their scandals. This family, as we noticed, has been involved in scandals for generations. Being knee-deep in controversies is not a good look for the representation of Britain, but they somehow managed to pay the news outlets to run stories that promote them in a good way. I mean, they managed to be so perfect that people sweep their complete wrongdoings under a rug, which, might I add, has to be a huge rug. Obviously, no one is perfect, but the extent to which the royals have been exposed for their controversies is so out of pocket, it's actually shocking. Political correspondent Nadine Batchelor-Hunt argued that the royals are becoming increasingly out of place in contemporary society due to families' past and present scandals. What do you think about this? Do you agree? Let me know in the comments. And on to number 3, the royals. Despite the money produced by the monarchy, the royal family is pretty expensive. Back in 2018-2019, they cost taxpayers $86 million. This was 41% more than the previous year. How does it make sense that there are thousands of people in debt, but the funds towards the royals are increasing? That just shows where the money goes. Many agree that the education systems would benefit from this wealth more than people born into the crown. Not only does the system cost the British public money, but they're also unable to choose which ruler will come next, leaving taxpayers with no power over the system that takes a huge chunk of their money. If you compare the wealth earned by the royals to the people of the country, it drastically changes the picture. The typical earnings of a full-time employee in England falls at £31,000, while the Queen banked around £42.8 million for being a queen. Being born into the monarchy means you will never endure the same struggles as most people. They have no financial worries and aren't expected to work a 9-to-5 job. The majority of society works hard to achieve a somewhat comfortable life, while others are handed it. Number 2, the royal responsibility workload. At the end of the day, royals are human too. They didn't ask to be born into wealth. They were just lucky. Princess Diana and the Duchess of Sussex are living proof that the spotlight can be terrifying and toxic. Even though the royals may be lucky to have a luxurious lifestyle, this attention can be manipulated when needed. For example, the royal family could release unexpected news to remove negative attention from another member of the family. As the British public has no say in who becomes the next monarch, there are many situations that leave people unhappy with who rules. If a ruler is deemed unfit by the general public, they cannot be voted out. Problematic royals have historically been difficult to remove from positions of power. Number 1, racism. They've literally had so many racism scandals, it's crazy to think they've gotten away with it. One of the most recent inappropriate and tone-deaf situations that had happened were when Princess Michael of Kent recently caught the media's attention for wearing an inappropriate brooch to the Queen's Christmas luncheon at Buckingham Palace. The piece of blackamoor jewelry fetishizes images of slavery and is considered dated and racist. This definitely had people wondering why she would wear it, especially around Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle. Another problematic example was exposed within Oprah's interview when Meghan admitted that there was a conversation about how dark Archie's skin tone would be. Prince Philip had a history of making racist, tone-deaf, ignorant, and overall offensive comments stretching back nearly 40 years. But that is all for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time on The Rich Life.